Howdy. High 10. Hang 10. High 5. Whatever your thing is, give me some knuckles. Give me some knuckles. Peace out. Peace in. Honestly, greetings and higher frequency and vibration, wholeness, balance, frequency, and vibration. Wholeness, frequency, and balanced vibration. Y'all. All right, all right, all right. So, we already kind of deep dived and we had the two previous videos. We did one on disappointment, right? And we did one on gratitude. This is going to be the overview review of both of these terms and words and different aspects of what they are, as they were definitely pole opposites we seen. One took you to a pit of despair and failure, and one took you to an open door portal and a cheat code that you could use all the time that would take you to your higher designations to stay and even do a little traveling. Yes, yes, yes. Opening up those doors. Yes, 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 yes. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And it's a tude. It's an attitude. Gratitude is an attitude. For sure, 100%. Gratitude is a attitude. Repeat that 3 times. Say it to yourself. Gratitude is a attitude. Gratitude is a attitude. One more time. Let's do it all together. Gratitude is an attitude. And if you have trouble with gratitude, you really got to do the work on yourself. If you're kind of a Scrooge or a Scrooge in the mornings when you get up, takes you a while to, you have the thought about getting up and kicking the cat. I'm just kidding. But you don't get up really that person that, that's Sun's day. Good day, y'all. It's good to see you. You come in like, yeah, I'm here. Practice that gratitude. Even think about it. Do we roll out of bed and grab our phone? Scroll. Or do we pay homage to us, through us, by us, to our higher connections of what we're connected to with that natural connection to our natural chord of who we are, who we're connected to, what we're connected to, ancestors and family, and just all that is, right? What is it called? The in the space age stuff, chink chink, they call it. They'll have this thing connected to you, and you go outside the spaceship with all that stuff, or the umbilical cord, which is we know as facts, connected to all of us have had the umbilical cord connection to our mother, which comes from another space, just not here. And then many people, ancient people, will do. We have that invisible umbilical cord connected to our families, to our ancestors, to our higher states of being, to the other aspects of us that we're connected, not severed. But do you realize it? So we talk about having these tools. When your goals are not met, when you set out to meet them, say, or when you have expectations that you're having expectations accomplish something. And like I said, when you have those expectations and maybe they don't hit when you want them to, or you wrote them down, or you applied them, and you were looking to have this at this certain time, do you go into the despair and blame game and just whip your butt? Start taking vengeance on yourself by calling yourself a loser and a failure and a fraud, and doing these things that people do, or just dive low frequency vibration, drive yourself into the pit and live in your cuddle up into your self and throw a blanket over your head and go into despair because you didn't meet what you wanted to do because your anticipation was to meet it in a certain place and you didn't get it at the time you thought. But you're not willing to realize that the other side of it is there's no failure. There's a lesson to be learned, and keep going. Keep going. Learn the lesson. There's something applicable that you may have missed. There's something when you did this, there might be a block. There's some seed you didn't sow. There's some work you didn't do. There's some things within yourself you didn't tweak that you needed to do and take responsibility for. Instead of being the failure, how you would take that word disappointment, and on the other side, you would take the word gratitude. Gratitude and failure. Which thought you going to ride? Are you going to learn the lesson? Or are you going to beat yourself into oblivion, where now you have to have some kind of uplifting miracle or scene to drive you back into the place that you need to be, because and then think about this: how many times you did that and haven't learned? How many times you did that and haven't learned? One more time, I've did it a lot. How many lifetimes I do it, and Danny, you haven't learned. You're still doing the same crap, expecting a different result. I told in the last video, what does that call? That's kind of insanity, right? Doing the same things over and over and not expecting what? Expecting a different result. That's called hijinks. You're hijinksing yourself. You're fooling yourself. So the disappointment, which is a mental point, you got dissed in your point. But that doesn't mean the point's got, you disappoint, and then it takes vengeance on you through your mental negative thinking that you're a failure, you're a disease, you didn't do it. All these things, you start hijinksing yourself into all these negative thoughts that start compounding, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a mental pit of despair and disgust. When we can go to the other team of gratitude and type in the cheat code, start applying it, learn the lesson though. You got to apply that lesson that you needed to learn, that you got disappointment from, that you didn't maybe meet something when you thought you were going to meet it, or you were looking at, whether it's business, whether it's whatever that you're looking to do and achieve, doesn't happen. Or maybe you can't you're saying, I tried a 5-day fast and I gave in the 4th day, and then you go in despair. Instead of celebrating, you can do it another time, but you celebrate that you did do 4. But why didn't you do 5? And then work on the why didn't you do. What was the tweak you need to make? What was the lesson learned? Because you know you can do 4. If you can do 4, you can do 5. It's just having a little bit more patience with yourself. Collapse a little bit more time. Maybe whatever you needed to do, take that time to do it during the time from 4 to 5. 4 goes into 5. It's like 5 goes into 6. Take the tweaks that you can learn. It's a lesson learned. It's not the end game. Failures are not end games. That's man-made and just is. Somebody becomes a good fisher, they have to use a lure. Notice lure is the end of failed lure. Failure is lure. It's failure. Sometimes bad fishers have to fish many times and lose bites until they become better at what they do, when better fishermen, more experienced. Sometimes you have to make tweaks on stuff that blocks you from going to the next level. How many times do you not use it and it becomes that disappointment, and then the point, and then mentally you take vengeance on yourself because you think you had a failure, when really this was just you doing the work and learning a lesson from it. And that's where gratitude comes in the other side, because gratitude is like a solvent. It's like a salve, a healing virtue. The gratefulness of gratitude, right? The graciousness of gratitude is like getting a solvent and putting it on and a wound and healing it and allowing it to have its healing. It is a cheat code, because if you can learn to use gratitude, it will open up doors and portals for you spiritually, mentally, job-wise, business-wise, other ways, communication ways. The way you start talking to yourself is important. We will have videos on self-talk. I wrote a thing down on self-talk and all this, how this intertwines. That will be coming soon. How you do this, how you apply this, how do you apply the toolbox? It's one thing to have a toolbox. It's one thing to know how to use the tools, right? Sometimes, do we know how to use the tools appropriately on ourselves, or do we just keep passing over the tool, and you're kind of afraid to attempt to do it because you might think, how do I apply it? How do I do it? And what do I need to do? And scared. You get scared. People get scared all the time about stuff. People get scared when they don't understand stuff. That's that fear factor, right? Because really the other side of fear is your answer. The scariness and the failure is really connected to fear and the browbeating of self. Fear, because the other side of your fear, which is of illusion, just like disappointment is, disappointment's not the end game. It's a lesson to be learned and applied to yourself once you know it. So is fear. Other side of fear is all your dreams, all your creativity, all your power. But doing the habits and things you need to do to get there are the fear factor that every one of us has to face and tweak and change, or do it and not reject it. The thing you don't want to do, do. There's an old saying in growth, and I've seen it in entrepreneur levels, was when people were doing entrepreneur, some of the books was this. Goes with failure. The comfort zone is not your is there's no growth in the comfort zone. As long as you keep staying in the comfort zone, it ain't happening for you. Next level's not happening. You have to face the fear that is there to go to the next level. That which troubles you needs to be the thing that you find that you go through to not be troubled, because you find out it was not that actually troubling. The troubling was your own thinking, which is applied to the fear factors that we have. What is your fear? What thing door are you afraid to go through on the other side of that fear, which is an illusion of illusions? Because when you get to the other side, it's kind of like we look at the Wizard of Oz. Remember the Wizard of Oz, that movie, when Dorothy, right, got to the backstage area and she opened the curtain and she realized, it's you causing all this? You? Really? It's you that's causing all this disruption and running this game, running this reality, running the sim on us all? You? We're scared of you? Really? And this is really the whole thing with ourselves. This is really applicable to us. It's actually a part of you that is the fear. Could be the definitely connected to shadow self, right? We've been doing that shadow work. That other side is your abundance, in every aspect of your abundance. Every aspect of your abundance is through that door. Take it on. The growth isn't in the comfort zone. The growth is you making the adjustments you need to make for you to go to the next level. So gratitude or disappointment. There's a middle ground, but this gratitude's a cheat code. That's a ride right there. That you can learn to use gratitude. It is a cheat code of lifting you up next level. It is. Gratitude. Do it. You guys have a great day. This was a review, an overview of disappointment and gratitude.